So today's job for me and Connor is this Audi R8, which is a 24-hour endurance racing car. It's from a Dubai series and a UK and Spa in Belgium. They use these. This is back in the day, so it's a long time ago. But there was a few of these cars built. Connor's just come in now. He's taken the fuel system apart on the car because we rewired everything. And then, for whatever reason, we couldn't get fuel. We couldn't get any fuel to the rail. So, what did you find, Connor? Would you like to come and explain, please?
I'm not sure fuel pumps are supposed to look like that, but this one does.
So is that basically it's just rotten, and it's got like this like weird cake stuff. It's probably had race fuel left in it, and the race fuel normally will solidify, or it'll rot everything in the tank. So what we've done is we've sourced a second-hand fuel pump, which you're going to fit, aren't you?
Yeah.
Which, to buy this pump's about £1,000, brand new. But the car's just a standard V8, so it's not like it's running any huge power. These run about 440 horsepower. So you're going to replace that either later today, stroke tomorrow, which should give us the fuel system working now. And then, because we've drained the tank, we'll fill it full of fresh fuel. The other thing we noticed was underneath that the fuel tanks are joined in the middle here, but for some reason, when they've been refitted, they're not fully pushed together. So we're going to undo that and the straps, push the tanks together. On the normal R8, on the front, it has 3 radiators. So it has a big rad in the front here, 2 either side, whereas this has had a purpose-built angled radiator, probably to do with the aero, and then it has a carbon. We'll see the carbon piece in the top in a minute, and the air flows into the front and then out through the bonnet at the top. Basically what's happened is the car's been purchased, I think, and it's had a standard engine put in, and a standard wiring loom. So we've then rewired the car for what's here. It's got a PDM in the car, so there's no fuses or relays. It's all done electronically. That's all been rewired. All the brake lines have been done, the clutch lines, they've all been replaced. And at the back, these water pipes that come down, has alternator cooling on this as well. So we've added a piece in here to the water pipes. This is all going to be bolted back up, and then we'll run a pipe to that, which will keep the alternator cooling. Then we've simplified the water system at the top so that you've just got an in and out through the thermostat housing. And then we've got a couple of pipes just to add into there. We've got a little pile on the floor behind you there. So that's going to be modified, and then we'll make everything fit in, so the water system will be completely simplified for this car with one single rad at the front, as per back in the day. And it also has oil coolers for the gearbox and for the engine. Normally this will have an oil cooler which is basically cooled by the water system, except this time it's got not an aftermarket, but I suppose it is a big Setrab cooler here, which is going to be remounted. We're going to repipe it as well with some different pipe work, just because this is old. And we'll clean this oil cooler out, make sure it's got no shrapnel inside it. If not, then we'll replace it. And this side, I believe this is the gearbox oil cooler. This is already brand new. It's all been done and repiped already. So that'll be leak tested when we test the transmission. And then those pipes come to here. And we've replaced the exhaust system, because the exhaust system on this car would have had a really loud exhaust, because there would have been different rules back then, but this is going to be used for different things now. So Racing Line are going to use it for hill climbs and things like that, where there's obviously a noise limit. So this has got a valve operated system here, so we'll put an electronic valve on that so it can have loud or quiet, so if there's a noise restriction. And then we've wired in LED lights from a R8 V10. And then the headlights have been wired in as well from a later vehicle with the xenons all working. Then we've also, what else have we done? Oh, power steering. So it's got Mercedes A-Class power steering pump in it as well, which we'll show you. So here's your Mercedes A-Class power steering pump here. So it's electronic rather than like a pump on the engine. So that's all piped in, all wired in, ready to use. Then we have single nuts rather than 5, so that just goes, so it's a centre lock wheel as such, so that's all you'd use to then undo the wheel to change the wheels. And we've got tractive suspension already fitted to the vehicle, and this is the external vent to vent out the radiator heat through the bonnet. Then inside the car, if you want to have a quick look, it's all completely manual, and then you've got full carbon dash, carbon centre console, race seat obviously, race column. It's got an AIM dash, AAM dash in there, dash logger. All the roof's carbon on the shell. All the panels are off currently, but the panels are all going to be fitted by a body shop, obviously not by us. As you can see, the driver's going to be Sam Roach, who's the boss down at Racing Line. And then that's pretty much it.